Groupie to kick this one away.
To return, here's Agnew.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. The first throw in overtime now for Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw, Cousins.
That's caught by Pitts.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw is Cousins. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Under pressure, and they got to him again. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Here's a screen for Robinson. And he'll get a fair amount of yardage back, but now it's 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on 4th down.
And he is going to have a Falcons first down. And they convert in style right there. A big play on 4th and long.
Cousins now. High throw, but he makes the catch.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmys and the Joes.
To the air again, it's Cousins.
That's complete to Mooney.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Second down and 3.
Cousins. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Throwing, Cousins.
He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
From the red zone now, Cousins.
He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
From the 9, 2nd and 5. Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Here is 3rd and 5.
Now Cousins.
He's got his target. That's complete. And the Falcons are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Throwing is Cousins. Looking in zone, but it's incomplete. Once that ball was popped in the air, you could almost hear the silence, the collective breath being held here in the stadium.
Let's be honest about it. We both came out of our chairs, didn't we? All right, anytime you see the ball in the air like that, there is that collective rise, the crowd holding its breath, and boy, oh boy, the moment of truth as it comes down. Man, that was something.
Everything magnified here in overtime. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
All right, Captain, it's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you've kind of run out of your running plays. Fire another one into the end zone.
3rd and goal for Cousins. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
Now the try here for the point after. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. And what a drive that was. 16 plays all told.
And it was finished off by a touchdown catch from Drake London. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And Hill will opt for the touchback.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So the OT clock hit 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. He'll drop to throw.
That's caught by Palmer.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
And he's got this down to the 35.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from me a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
This is Neal. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. And the Falcons going to use another timeout. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. This to win it in overtime. And the kick is good. And finally, this one is over. We thought it may never end, but that kick puts the exclamation mark on it.
Obviously, Charles, this was by no means an offensive track meet. I mean, the defenses were the story in this ball game, but hey, they got enough points to get the job done, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
You're absolutely right about that, partner. In such a low-scoring game, it completely changes everything you had planned to do out there. Fortunately for them, they got just enough scoring to bring home the win, and in this type of a game, to play their defense, that became one of their biggest keys.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Till next time, we say so long from Atlanta.